Hey, 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 family! Welcome back to my channel. This is Life of Interruptions with me, Pearl Osa, sending you peace, love, and happiness to whatever part of the world you're at, whatever time zone you're in. I know you're keeping safe, I know you're keeping healthy, and that you're not believing the report of the world. It is well with you. You are not able to contact any disease because the blood of the Lamb is all over you. I speak to you in faith, and I speak peace and wholeness all over you. Amen. Okay, so you would notice that I look a little different today. I have been running around all day on official, wait for it, Mrs. South Africa business. Yes. So did you hear that I entered the pageant? Yes, and I earned myself, well, the Lord earned me a spot on the top 100. So currently I am a semi-finalist, and you guys have got to do the most for your girl. Yeah, you need to go to Mrs. South Africa Facebook page. You need to look for my picture. There's 100 pictures there. Look for class of 2020. Look for my picture. You see this Alice band I'm wearing? I've got it on that picture with braids on. And just like the picture. When you've liked the picture, then you have voted for me. Okay, so tell everybody, tell your mama, your papa, your dog, your paw, everyone on every continent that you know. I mean, they're sitting at home now anyway because of social distancing. They might as well just spread the news and get your girl some votes, right? And this journey, I call it my journey to beautiful, is a journey that I have to share in depth. Like I won't do it justice now if I just quickly try and just touch on it. But suffice to say right now that I entered the pageant. I'm in the running. We're going for top 25 in June, and then we're going for like the top 3 guys, like the crown, the woman and her 2 princesses in December. And we want to bring the crown home. We want to bring it home for so many reasons. And this is not a pageant where it's like about looking beautiful. I think that's about 25% of the criteria, if anything. It's an empowerment program. It's more about confidence, courage, the way you carry yourself, and making a difference in society. And believe you me, that's all I'm about. So let's do this, okay? So I was just giving you that preamble so you have an understanding of why I look slightly different than I usually do, because I generally don't pile it on like this, if you get my meaning. But while I'm on Mrs. South Africa official business and having meetings or whatever, then I, you get what I'm saying? Okay, so, but it's the same me underneath all of that. It's the same me. So please go and support a sister. But back to Life of Interruptions, you need to like, subscribe, and share, and hit the notification bell, because we're loading something every Friday, something new every Friday, and I don't want you to not know that it's out. I've been extremely busy, you can imagine, in the last couple of months, and so I might not send out notifications to everyone. But if you're already subscribed, then you're notified, right? So you want to be in the know, guys. Please subscribe. So today I'm talking about a topic that I've been stewing on for a while, that's really dear to my heart, and it's a multifaceted topic. I don't think I can quite give it a specific title. But flow with me as we just go through and through. And I must just apologize for the quality of the video, because as I said, I've been running around all day, and I just realized that it's the weekend and we need to put something up. And I've got the content, but I just don't have the time to put up the lighting, put the setup, blah, 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 blah. So it's a really casual set, and I'm actually holding a selfie stick. Every time my children see me with a selfie stick, they go, "Selfie time!" Because there's some advert where some old mother photo bombs a picture when she sees a stick, and she just shouts "Selfie time" or something along those lines. I don't watch a lot of TV, forgive me. Anywho, so I've got the selfie stick, and if I get animated and really deep into what it is I'm saying, you can imagine there's going to be the jitters and the and the shakes. But we love to keep it real. There's constantly sounds of children and blah blah blah. You're used to this by now. Let's tap into the depth of the content, and I hope you enjoy today's Sure. So, all right. Here's a concept that's been on my mind a bit. So this concept that's been on my mind is the concept of an equal start and an equal finish in this race called life. The in-between is where there's the distinction and the difference, but where we start and where we end is literally the same for everyone. There is a parable of a man who was on his way to conquer another kingdom, and so he called his servants to himself, 10 of them. And the story goes that he gave each one of them a pound or a talent. Each one got the same pound or talent. And when he returned some time after, he then, summoned them and found to find out what they had done with the talent. The first one had replicated. The first one had replicated the 1 pound to 10 pounds. The next one had replicated the 1 pound to 5 pounds. The next one to 2 pounds. And then the next one was just like, you know what? I knew you were a greedy, wicked man and you like to just, use my effort to reap where you haven't sown. So I did nothing and I just buried your talent. And you know what's interesting? The remaining were not even mentioned. Like, we don't even know what they did with the talent. They just did not even feature in the story, right? But they all started with those 10 talents. And it's one each, right? And that really is the story for all of us. It's where we all are. It's the reality. We can look at someone else and say, yeah, she was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. Yes, her daddy is the president. His father walks the corridors of power. They know people. She got an education that I didn't get. She was born in a different country. We can make all sorts of excuses as to why someone else's beginning is much better than ours. But you know what? If you would just sit and think about it, you would realize we all get the same 24 hours a day. Somebody might have a family wealth and the family trust that you don't have, and you might have character that they don't have. You might have a gift, a talent. You might have looks and beauty that they don't have. They might have had an education, and you might have had a natural inclination to be able to make money in a certain field where they had to go to school and learn it and study it. You might have had a drive that they don't have. If you look for it, God is not wicked to have made anyone better or more advantaged than the other. The disadvantages that we find ourselves in are usually man-made. I said, forgive me if the Salafistic jiggers a bit, right? The disadvantages that we have one compared to the other are usually a factor of what we as men have turned the globe into, not a factor of the equal opportunities that God gave to us. And so we then as human beings need to be conscious about creating platforms of equalization, of equity, right? Of trying to bridge the gaps, of creating conduits and openings and gateways for those who have found themselves in a less disadvantaged position. If you find that the hands of fate, or whatever it is you want to call it, have given you a richer daddy or more advantage or whatever the case might be, but at the fundamental core of it, we all have our humanity in common, And in the same vein, those who are in the category of have less or have nots should not then make excuses. You just have to put in the effort, put in the work, get up every day. That parable goes on to say, he gave them the 10 pounds or the 10 talents, depends on what version you're reading. And then he says to them, occupy till I come. Take up space, make your presence felt. Do business, busy yourself. It wasn't dependent on what you got, where you came from, what gender you were, what handouts you had or did not have. I'm giving each of you one each of these pounds, of these talents. And the only instruction you got was to occupy or do business till the return of the one who owns what you have. And I find that This now needs to bring about great humility to those who've managed to have. They need to have great humility. I look at myself, I've got 10 children. For some people, it's a thing of ridicule. For some people, it's a thing of great jest. For some people, it's a thing of great wonder and admiration. For me, it's a very humbling factor because I could not have made any one of those 10 children. I could not have made a strand of hair on any of their heads. There are many women who are out there looking for one, and I have 10. There's nothing extra special about me. Maybe that one woman's got 10 businesses, 10 accolades, 10 achievements, 10 degrees. I don't have that. There's nothing extra special about her. And I didn't put myself in this situation. I was put, and I'm grateful for it. I'm humbled by it. I call the traffic lights the great equalizer of life. You've got this vavavoom, beautiful sports car. It's revving down the road. It's speeding so everyone knows it can. And then you've got this skorokoro just, rattling along, trying to keep itself together, pretty much like the one that that my husband came to the wedding in, right? So you've got this skorokoro barely catching up, but you know where they always meet? They meet at the traffic light, because the traffic light is the great equalizer of life. And for human beings, sometimes health is the great equalizer of life. I mean, look at coronavirus now. It's not picking and choosing. It's attacking everyone. Sometimes the grave is the great equalizer of life. Somewhere, somehow, something will find you. So as a youth, I might have looked at other mothers and just thought, ooh, my child would never do that. 10 later, and I'm mega humbled. I'm mega grateful. I'm in awe of every mother with her 1 or her 5 or her 10, whatever number she's got. I'm just like, I know what it means and I know what it takes. And I'm not extra special compared to you. There are women who cry every night and beg every night and pray every night and have relations every night in order to try and make babies. And they make them under specific doctor instructed conditions, with pills and the right temperature at the right ovulatory moment and blah, 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 and still nothing. So it's not a factor of the birds and bees. It's a factor of grace. And we all are recipients of grace in one way or the other. I mean, I had these children and I had to have a great interruption. All dreams about being Dr. So-and-so and going for a PhD and running how many conglomerates and businesses by the time I was whatever age had to be put on hold. Not put off, but put on hold. And that's very humbling because you write your life script as if it's in your hands, as if you're the one in control. Yet the issue is, and the reality is, I've got 1 pound, you've got 1 pound, and we've been told to occupy till a time that we will give account. And we just need to occupy with a sense of long suffering, of patience, of gratitude, of contentment, of faithfulness, of diligence, of grit, of getting up and showing up. Every day, every moment, do the best that we possibly can do and be the best that we possibly can be. That's our sole responsibility. And you know what I love is that when the master comes back and he asks for feedback on how they've done, the guy with the 10 talents says, your pound has earned you. So he wasn't arrogant. He wasn't there thinking that he's the one who gave himself this great start, whatever that start is equivalent to in your life, whether it is your looks or it is your education or it is the family or the country that you were born into. He recognized, I was given an opportunity of a great start. Someone gave me a seed. Someone gave me capital to start with. This wasn't mine. And he was in essence surrendering everything he had gained. He said, your seed has gained this. So he wasn't making claims to the profit. He wasn't making claims to the capital. If we could just get that mindset, right, in life and just be like, everything I have and everything I am is because of you, Lord. It's you who made me, you who created me, you who equipped me. And then look around at the people around you, your support system, and be grateful to them too, for everyone who's ever given you a hand up, everyone who's ever opened a door, everyone who's ever created an opportunity, and determine to yourself that you are going to be that someone for someone else. I'm going to open doors. I'm going to give referrals. I'm going to put the lights on for someone else who's in darkness, because I wouldn't be here. I couldn't do this if someone didn't do this for me. If someone didn't give me this opportunity. We are a sum total of those around us and our experiences, and just what we've been handed. So today, if there's anything I want to say to you, I want to say, develop your seed with humility. Knock on doors. Knock, seek, ask, and you will find, and they will open unto you. And that in itself takes such great humility, because sometimes you need to knock on doors that have shut in your face before. Sometimes you need to seek out those who are hidden and don't want to be found. Sometimes you need to ask, and that takes great humility, and it puts you in such a vulnerable place. I tried my hand, and I still do, at network marketing at a point in time. Yo, guys, nothing will humble you like network marketing. Can I tell you something? Nothing will humble you when, oh, Lord. When you have to make those cold calls, they tell you, like, list everybody on your mailing lists, and you look at these everybody's, many of whom you haven't spoken to in a while, many whom might have asked you for something at some point in time, and you were just like too big, or you asked them for something and they were too big, and you swore to yourself, never, in the words of Mandela, never and never and never again. I mean, let me try to do the accent. And then here comes the time, and you need to reach out to everyone, and you have people the one lady I called once, and I was trying to talk to, the way this woman spoke to me. Now remember that I am a minister of the gospel, which means that I minister to people, right? And often that kind of does set a bit of a demarcation between the minister and the ministry, if there's any such word, like poetic license. I'm just making things up, but there is a bit of a demarcation, and there is a time where you're the one being called, please pray for me, please agree with me, please help me, and very often we're the ones doing a lot of the helping. So on this one occasion, I make a call to this lady, and I'm like, here's this opportunity. And she calls me. Usually it'll be Pastor Pearl, but that day I slick. She was just like, listen, Pearl. Yeah. I like you. Let's not do this. I don't want to. She gave it to me. I can't remember what she said, but the tone. It wasn't so much what she said. It was the tone. Guys, I'm a strong woman. Can I tell you? After she finished her whole ramble, I said, hold on. Because I was so choked up. I couldn't speak. I put the phone aside. I said, has it come to this? And I wept. I wept because she broke me down with the way she spoke. It was so disrespectful. After I cried and composed myself, and then I came back, I was like, hello? And she said, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I'll try and talk to some people and see if I was like, no, it's okay. I was like in a hurry to end the call. And remember, I'm talking to this person. My children are around me in the room, and they just see mommy crying, and they don't know why she's crying. Network marketing will humble you. And have we had to then re-engage and reconnect? And yes, we have. Did I want to? No, I didn't. But the thing with life is, you don't get to say, I'm never gonna talk to that person again. I'm never gonna. You don't know. And the thing is that you might be called to this time go help a person who treated you that way. You just have to be available, because your life is not your own, the seed is not your own, and great humility is demanded of you. So I'm going to wrap it up here, because you can see the lighting has actually changed as the evening has dawned upon us. It's like getting very dark outside, and I don't have the benefit of the natural sunlight anymore. So we're going to wrap it up here. And I think the summary of what I want to say is, we all get an equal start. We all get an equal finish. It's what we make of the in-between that counts. And in the in-between, you've got to be humble. You've got to be grateful. You've got to be content with where you're at or what it is you have. And you've got to water it, work it, believe in its full potential. If you don't have faith, it's impossible to please the one who has the power to take you to the next level. And I mean, I'm not going to do anything for anyone I'm not pleased with. But thank God for Jesus that I'm not, in any kind of decision-making capacity in that regard in your life. So who cares, right? But I think, just having that faith, that belief that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him, and that he's not called you to seek him in vain, and that he won't leave you stranded, and that he is in the process of building something bigger and greater. I read somewhere one of these Facebook things people create, posts that said, dream big, dream bigger, now watch me beat that. And these were supposed to be the words of the Lord to this person, and that really is it. But it's your responsibility to dream in the night and wake up in the morning and work out what it is you've dreamt. You've got to put in the work. You've got to know that it is possible to turn one talent into 10. There are people who have the same amount of sleep with you, same amount of hours with you, and they've apportioned it in such a way that it enables them to do more, be more, go further. I want to encourage you today. I was saying on Facebook the other day, if you don't go, you'll never know. Look at me, Mrs. South Africa, at 42, guys. I'm going to be 42 this year, a mother of 10. And the interruptions keep coming. They haven't stopped. Does that make me a superstar? No. You guys, just you being alive, are part of what inspires me. I look at the stories of just average, everyday human beings, and I'm like, my goodness, when we stand before the Lord, will I be able to say, Father, I saw what you did with Daniel, and I saw what you did with Deborah, and I saw what you did with Esther. And I thought to myself, I'm not going to stand at the same queue with these individuals and then have nothing to say. Or am I going to make excuses and be like, but I was by that pool and I couldn't move, and when the angel would come and stir it up, somebody else would get there before me. When Christ asked that guy, do you want to be healed? I thought to myself, what a redundant question. But when you really think about it, there's so many of us that don't want to be. We don't want to be because not being, the status quo has become a crutch. We can hold on to it. Guys, now I'm beginning to go to church. I'm going to church, guys, and I'm going off topic. But I said to you that it's just what's on my heart, and it'll go whichever way, it'll flow whichever way. So I'm going to cut it off here. And I'm sure you've got what it is I'm trying to say. Even I have to go back and sit down and get what it is I'm trying to say, because that's the thing with a seed, like it multiplies. So I came on here with one idea, but I just feel ministered to, and it's expanding, and I just want to go explore this thing a bit further. But I remember 2020, we started the year off by saying it's the beginning of a new decade. It's a decade in which we're going to do great, awesome things, and we need to sit down at the end of this year and every year thereafter within the decade and take stock. I need you to be present. I need you to be there. I need you to occupy. The power to do such great things resides in you. And I need you to go vote, because we need to bring this crown. We need to bring it home and use it for good. We need to bring this crown and teach young girls and older women alike that it's not about looks, it's not about an extra paint on the face, but it's about being the difference. It's not how you look, it's how you leave the world around you. I want to think that my life is almost like a picture where you walk through black and white, and as you go, the birds start to sing, color starts coming on, things start getting beautiful. I want to leave the world around me looking better. I want to do it for myself. I want to do it for my family. I want to do it for my generations to come. I want I want to be written of in the history books, not as one who just came, but as one who took a pound, who occupied and did business till he came. And that's not just for me. It's not just of me. It's possible for all of us. So this YouTube channel exists because there's a group of us who think that same way, and we gather here every Friday and we talk to each other and inspire each other about the possibilities that exist in the realms that others call impossible. For us, impossible is nothing and everything is possible. See you here again next Friday, where we break the mold and we do what's not been done before. God bless you, keep you, cause his face to shine upon you. Love you much, love you plenty. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Ciao, ciao.